Good evening. I was doing a little reading tonight, and I happened upon this, and I thought you might be interested. In America, our heroes have customarily run to men of large accomplishments. But today, this country honors a man whose contribution was not to our size, but to our spirit. Not to our political beliefs, but to our insight. Not to our self-esteem, but to our self-comprehension. In honoring Robert Frost, we therefore can pay honor to the deepest sources of our national strength. That strength takes many forms, and the most obvious forms are not always the most significant. The men who create power make an indispensable contribution to the nation's greatness. But the men who question power make a contribution just as indispensable, especially when that questioning is disinterested, for they determine whether we use power or power uses us. Our national strength matters, but the spirit which informs and controls our strength matters just as much. At bottom, Frost held a deep faith in the spirit of man, and it is hardly an accident that he coupled poetry and power. For he saw poetry as the means of saving power from itself. When power leads man toward arrogance, poetry reminds him of his limitations. When power narrows the areas of man's concern, poetry reminds him of the richness and diversity of his existence. When power corrupts, poetry cleanses. Art establishes the basic human truth, which must serve as the touchstone for our judgment. The artist, however faithful to his personal vision of reality, becomes the last champion of the individual mind and sensibility against an intrusive society and an officious state. The great artist is thus a solitary figure. He has, as Frost said, a lover's quarrel with the world. In pursuing his perceptions of reality, he must often sail against the currents of his time, and that is not a popular role. If sometimes our great artists have been the most critical of our society, it is because their sensitivity and their concern for justice, which must motivate the true artist, makes him aware that our nation falls short of his highest potential. I see little of more importance to the future of this country and our civilization than the full recognition of the place of the artist. If art is to nourish the roots of our culture, society must set the artist free to follow his vision wherever it takes him. We must never forget the art is not a form. We must never forget that art is not a form of propaganda. It is a form of truth. Amen. In free society, art is not a weapon, and it does not belong to the sphere of polemics and ideology. Artists are not engineers of the soul. It may be different elsewhere, but democratic society, in it, the highest duty of the writer, the composer, the artist, and I might add teacher, is to remain true to himself and let the chips fall where they may. In serving his vision, the artist best serves the nation. I look forward to a great future for America, a future which our country will match its military strength with our moral restraint, its wealth with our wisdom, its power with our purpose. I look forward to an America which will not be afraid of grace and beauty. I look forward to an America which will reward achievement in the arts as we reward achievement in business or statecraft. I look forward to an America which will steadily raise the standards of artistic accomplishment and which will steadily enlarge cultural opportunities for all citizens. And I look forward to an America which commands respect throughout the world, not only for its strength, but for its civilization as well. Damn, I wish I'd have wrote that. That was John F. Kennedy in his 1963 eulogy of the great Robert Frost.